everybody. There's just a couple of a 12 gauge and 120. So now, how do we tell with the shotgun shells we've got the right shotgun shells? Yes, sir.
Look on the silver thing on
The tip.
Yeah.
On the end back there. Oh yeah. It does say 12 gauge on here. Very good. It says 12 gauge on there. What else does it tell us on there? On the shotgun shell, you know? It also, I'm sorry?
Brand and name.
Says you get the brand on there. This is a Cellar and Bellet or Cellar and Bellet or whoever it is. Says it's a field load, 3 1/4, which is the powder, gram equivalent. It's got 1 1/8 ounce of shot, and it's 7 1/2 shot. So what does that mean by 7 1/2 shot?
The size of the BBs?
It's the size of the pellets in there. They go from, well, buckshots to double aught, triple aught, four. What we're mainly interested in out here is if you want to buy your own shotgun shells, is generally 8 shot is what's best for shooting our skeet, trap, and that kind of thing. There's all the way up, there's 9, I don't know, is 9 the smallest, or is there any more?
Oh, it goes all the way down to dust, but 9 is, really I prefer 9 for 8 1/2 or 9 for skeet.
Okay.
7 1/2 or 8 over there on the trap run.
Okay.
I guess for you, isn't it, Van?
Yeah. So there are just a multitude of shot that you can have, but that tells you on your shotgun shell as well. And it also tells you the length. If you look on there, you'll find something that says 2 3/4, something, or maybe 3 inch if that's what they are. So that's how we can tell. Now, how do we tell on a box of shells we've got the right box?
Look on the top of where it opens.
That's right, because it tells you right across there. These are 20 gauge, 2 3/4, 2 1/2 gram equivalent. That just has to do with the powder in it. It is 7/8 ounce shot of 8 shots. So in other words, there's 7/8 of an ounce of shot in these shells. So this just, I can't stress how important it is that you match up the correct ammunition with the correct shotgun. It'll get you in trouble quickly out here, and especially for those of you who are borrowing guns. It's not a gun you're used to. We could get in some trouble out there if you don't pay attention. So each time, I want each and every one of you, before you just go grab a shotgun out of there, number one, make sure it's 20 gauge and you match it with your shotgun shells each time, so it becomes second nature to you. Any questions with that? Good. Last thing is, again, outside I have, yeah, go ahead.
Bloopers,
Good.
boots.
Good.
Bring it to one of us if you're not sure what you're doing yourself. Be sure the barrel's clear.
If we're out there on the range, you pull the trigger and nothing happens. And I mean, even if you forgot to put a round in it, what I'd rather you do is bring that firearm, bring that shotgun over to one of the adults, let him clear it. Okay? So even if you forgot, because maybe you forgot, but you really did.
Only after everybody's through shooting, stop what you're doing. Don't just turn around and walk off the shooting station. Make sure that you let the puller or the referee know exactly what you're fixing to do with that shotgun.
And that's not only on a fail to fire, that's an odd sounder. Because you can have bloopers that
wad sticks in the barrel.
Wad sticks in the barrel. The shot run out to end. They may get halfway to the target, hit the ground. Sometimes odd sounders. Normally doesn't happen with new factory ammunition, but when you reload a shell for 14 times like I do, sometimes the shell and the brass part company and the plastic stays in the barrel, and that's an unhealthy situation.
What I'm going to send around now are 2 dummy rounds. They are 12 gauge and a, let me have the big one there. They're a 12 gauge and a 20. What this does is show you exactly what the shotgun is, or shotgun shell is. It doesn't have a primer in here, of course, at the base, but it'll show you what would be the powder area, the wad, and the shot, and how that comes out. What he's talking about is sometimes after you reload plastic round time after time after time, they will separate down here at the bottom where all the explosion happens. And that can cause trouble down the barrel. You can also have the wad. If you don't maybe you didn't measure the right amount of powder in there, wad starts halfway down the barrel and clogs up. Once that happens, you try to run a second round through there, you could get into some trouble with that. So again, but you only, once you have a misfire, I want you to holler out that you've had a misfire. That way everybody on the line knows. We'll just make that a quick and easy thing to do. If you have a misfire, you holler it out, and we will we'll have an adult clear it.
If there's anything that you think is wrong with your gun, let somebody know before you turn around with a loaded gun in your hand on the shooting station. Let somebody know that you got a problem and all the shooting was foul before you leave the station. Too many times somebody's going to turn around and talk to their buddy behind them and they got a loaded gun in their hand. So the secret is, first, never, ever load your shotgun